Gob, it's Kiss Wednesday, and Joe Hampson came up with a track-by-track album battle for me to put up. Thank you, Joe, for the donation. He wants me to put basically my favorite albums from both these bands. Rock and Roll Over from Kiss versus Shout at the Devil, Motley Crue. Both my favorite albums, but you know lately, I gotta be honest with you all. I'm fickle, man. I always change my favorite albums. Like at one time, my favorite Motley Crue album was 94. But yeah, it slipped to number 2. It's right below it. But Rock and Roll Over has pretty much been my favorite Kiss album since I was a kid in the 70s. But now as I'm getting old and senile, I'm starting to lean a little toward the very first Kiss album as the greatest Kiss album, other than Kiss Alive, actually. Or, you know, Ace Frehley So Long, but that's for so long. I'm starting to think that the first Kiss album is the best Kiss album, but I'm not quite there yet. So as I'm doing this track by track, Rock and Roll Over is my favorite Kiss album. But I think tomorrow it's going to switch to the first Kiss album. But anyway, let's get going, Joe! All right, Joe, first song is I Want You versus Shout at the Devil, which is a tough one. They're both amazingly great, but I gotta go with I Want You. You know, not only because it's more special to me, but I really do feel like it's a better rockin' tune. All right, next, Take Me versus Looks to Kill. I gotta go with Motley Crue on that one, man. Fucking killer metal, traditional metal riff. I love it. I'm giving it to Looks to Kill. Next, Calling Dr. Love versus Bastard. This is a real tough one for me because I love them both so much. I'm barely going with Calling Dr. Love. I'm giving that one a kiss. Barely. Alright. Next, Ladies Room versus God Bless the Children of the Beast. Definitely Ladies Room, man. God Bless the Children of the Beast is cool little instrumental. You know, nothing like spectacular, but it's good for the album. That little breathing room, because Shout at the Devil to me is all killer, no filler. I can't even say that about the Karabi album, because I didn't like Dropping Like Flies. But, and I think there's another one on there I don't like, but there's not one bad song on Shout at the Devil. Not even God Bless the Children of the Beast, which is a cool little, you know, breathing till it starts kicking ass again. I'm giving that to Ladies Room, though. Next, Baby Driver versus Helter Skelter. Definitely Helter Skelter. Great fucking cover. I think they did an amazing cover to it. I grew up with people thinking it was a shitty cover. Poor them. I get to enjoy it. They don't. And I'm going with that one. Helter Skelter wins that one. All right, we flipped the albums over. And by the way, you notice I took out in the beginning, so it would all match out. You know, Joe asked me to take out in the beginning, so that's why I didn't mention that. All right, we flipped the album over with Love 'Em Leave 'Em versus Red Hot. No contest. Red Hot by far. And I love 'Em and Leave 'Em. It's a stupid-ass song, but I love it. But, yeah, Red Hot by far. All right, next. Mr. Speed versus Too Young to Fall in Love. Both great, but, you know, man, lately, I say like maybe not even a year already, I'm starting to think that Red Hot is no longer my favorite song off Shout at the Devil. My favorite song off Shout at the Devil now, after 40-something years, is Too Young to Fall in Love. I just love everything about that song. I love how Vince Neil sings that song. Vince gets a lot of shit, but man, for me, what he did on some of these records, he was phenomenal. Like that Exposed, his first solo album. He sang great. I'm not one of these Vince haters that think he doesn't sound. He probably doesn't sound great live, whatever. But man, Too Young to Fall in Love. Not just man, just punk in the street. And then he goes, yeah! I love that. How he goes, yeah! It's like an exclamation mark after what he just said, man. Killer tune, definitely wins. And I dig Mr. Speed, but no, not even close. All right, next. Seeing Your Dreams versus Knock 'Em Dead Kid. Again, I mean, this is no contest. Definitely Knock 'Em Dead Kid. You know, and Nikki Sixx is another one. Gets a a lot of crap, how, he's talentless or this and that. Man, look at these lyrics, man. What is this? Steel belted scream, Star Spangled Fight. Fuck, that's fucking awesome. Makes me think that there was a Matthew Trippy. Because after Shout at the Devil, his lyrics weren't as killer. And neither were the albums. But anyway, I'm giving that one to Knock 'em Dead Kid. Alright, next. Hard Luck Woman versus 10 Seconds to Love. Both awesome. But I gotta go with Hard Luck Woman. I know many of you probably wouldn't, because 10 Seconds to Love is a badass song. But I like Hard Luck Woman more, especially the double platinum version. Alright, now we end it with Making Love versus Danger. Again, I was talking about Vince Neil's voice. Danger is like probably one of his greatest vocal performances ever, next to Too Young to Fall in Love. But I gotta go with Making Love, man. Love Danger, but Making Love takes it. So there you go, Joe. This is the final score. And I want to thank you, buddy, for the donation. You rock. You saved this Wednesday. You saved Black Sabbath Sundays. You're an awesome dude. And I thank you so much. And I thank everybody out there that's still watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope you're subscribed. If you're not, please subscribe to my channel. And hit that little notification bell. And what do you think in the comments below of Rock and Roll Over versus Shout at the Devil? I would love to know. And hey, like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, listen to Black Sabbath, and smack 'em a gob.